innocent. Let us activate the Kazuha. I mean, hold on. Let's do a little intro, like we're supposed to, right? Yeah, because this is gonna this is gonna be a video later. Hi, my name is Rashmans, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna be playing through Mr. Kazuha, Mr. Kaedehara Kazuha's quest. Do I know what to expect from this? I don't know. All I know is that maybe there's something to do with a sword. Maybe? I don't know. Let me change the time. Or maybe I just... I think there was a sword involved. I don't know, dude. I was not paying attention. Anyway, we're going to Byakko Plain, to wander, I guess. I wonder, like, I guess this is supposed to be like a post Act 3 of Inazuma quest. I assume. I have no idea. It's probably gonna be post Act 3 type quest. Okay. Oh, why are you all the way out there?
Let's get down to business.
Let me read you a verse. No, my sword!
How's this?
Yo, I don't know, swoop up a little bit? That would be cool.
Finally. Bring it on!
Okay. We're here. Is he like meditating or like blowing a flute or something?
Since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Don't make me feel old. Oh.
So many things have happened since then.
Yeah, as if in a blink of an eye, there have been many memorable events.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey.
Yeah.
Where should we go today?
I don't know. Get a snack. Oh, wait a minute. Louis was immediately on edge. Look at that. He was like ready to fight. Wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
Oh? It looks like the eyes from the omniscient god statue. You know what I mean? That's what it reminds me of. It also reminds me of Maze Blade from Honkai. But that's just because of the color scheme. Anyway, be careful, someone's coming. Ooh.
Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Fracture!
Why? Oh. I was like, why is this health bar not decreasing?
So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
What?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
Yeah.
Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
I think the point of attacking them being dangerous is the point. Like, I think them attacking is supposed to be dangerous in the first place. Also, if y'all hear the cicadas outside, I'm so sorry. I don't know why the cicadas are so loud. It is summer.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha?
Sure.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
We look nothing alike. I need him to know that. Like, I'm sure, like, it makes more sense with Ether, since Ether has, like, a brown, like, clothing setup, but, like, come on, my guy. The only similarity we have is, like, we have lighter colored hair. Like, relax. Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
Kind of is now, since you attacked me. Like,
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Can we have the sword, though? It's kind of cool looking. Okay, or not.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure.
He has beef.
No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more.
Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him.
Don't jinx
Anyway,
it. don't jinx it.
Safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a hunch.
Oh? What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha. I mean, he kind of has to if he has that much beef with him that he wants to attack him, like that.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. I did not see how he attacked, but sure.
Yeah. Maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that
I
doesn't
agree.
really prove anything.
I agree, Paimon.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's head over there.
The way my brain immediately went to Beto, I like to imagine that the Crux fleet is doing this, like right off the tails of the the Heizo story quest where they were like helping with smuggling or whatever. Like I like to imagine that this is right after that. Oh. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I wonder what the Crux fleet has to do in Inazuma, like, after the like, Archon quest. Like, what are they doing? Like, why are they here anymore? I mean, outside of, like, I guess, helping Tatsumi Island smuggle stuff.
Hey! Hello?
Ooh.
Do you know where Kazuha is?
I didn't check my mic before I started. This is such... I really hope my mic was recording earlier. Let me set a timer so that I remember to check again later.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Two? I guess the other dude came here.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Why?
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Was it because he
Kazuha
blocked
keeps
him
to
with something
himself
Hitachi or
most of the
something?
time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique that Beto used to strike down Haishan. Yeah. Except like 10 times more powerful because not only is it like amplified with the power of like Electro, but it's also coming from a god. Like, I love Beto. Love her. Like, she one-shot Haishan without a vision. And honestly, I think that's genuinely the most impressive thing a character has done without a vision in this game so far. But Muso no Hitotachi, kind of the next level. Anyway.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him.
If there isn't a
first.
Asara
Turns
cameo,
out
I
they
don't
couldn't
care.
have been friendly to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Yeah, after all, the Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Teleporting because I'm too lazy to walk there. You know, actually, I haven't seen any spoilers for Kazuha's story quest, which I'm surprised about, because sometimes I just get, like, spoiled for all of, like, the quests, even though I don't want to be. But I guess something must have been different. Or maybe I'm just not, like, I just didn't see it. Maybe there are people like actually talking about it, and it's just not on my timeline. Society. Oh my god, it's been a hot second since we've been in here. Last time. When was the oh, the last time we were here was it there was like a was it a world quest or was it an event? I can't remember. What was it? Oh, it was a Yato story quest the last time that we were here. I forgot what that was related to. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Takayuki. Not Takayuki. What's his name? I forgot.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years.
Go boss.
The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
But didn't we, during the Iridori Festival or whatever, like, I guess, like, I don't know how canon event storylines are, because of the fact that they're kind of like, they come and go. But like, literally the last time we were here, Kazuha was, like, told Sarah, like, yeah, you can just sell it off, you know? Like, he's like, you can sell off all my clan stuff if you want. Also, yeah, I know, I remember. They made swords. Because Shogun blueprints or something like that.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
Girl boss.
But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled
Whoa.
to Snezhnaya.
Wait,
Both
I don't remember that
Kaidahara
part.
and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Yeah. I remember it was because of, like, they, like, had to make a blade or something, and, like, they just couldn't figure it out, so just some people just fled. And it turned out, like, I think, like, was it Scaramouche? She was, like, tampering with that shit or something? And, like, when either Kazuha, like, the great-grandfather or whatever found out, like, he was like, we're gonna keep that hush-hush. Something like that. Dude. I wonder what happened to those families that went to Snezhnaya. I didn't know that they fled to Snezhnaya specifically, or at least I don't remember that. I thought they just dipped. I thought they just left.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Mora,
in the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
Oh my god, no more Kazuha on the Crux fleet? Rip.
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara. and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept
No
this
shit.
offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Okay. We know that, like, visions aren't completely handed out by gods because of A's, like, little line about the fact that, like, even though that she went into, like, the Shogun's body or whatever, right? She didn't necessarily say that, like, oh, I'm going to stop all of the, like, handing out visions while the Vision Hunt Decree and Sakoku Decree were out. And that implies that maybe there's a third power at play when it comes, like, maybe Celestia has to do with that too. Because, I mean, I don't know. Because Elemental Control was purely about, like, the seven dragons back in the day. So I guess maybe with the arrival of gods and the arrival of Celestia, that changed. And maybe they found a way to, like, package it into visions and hand it out to people. What else? I don't know. Like, either, like, latent beliefs, you know, even from a dead person can revive a vision like we saw. Maybe that's... I'm guessing that's what the whole point of that was, but also I think it'd be funny if it was just, like, it was because, like, Celestia was like, we don't really want A to win in this particular aspect, so we're just going to give him a little extra oomph to block the Muso no Hitotachi.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
A just goes out and's like, yeah, he had another vision that, like, lit up because his dead boyfriend, like, I don't know, his dead boyfriend's vision came back to life for a second. It isn't really that deep, guys.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Someone has beef with you.
We nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Yeah. You and Paimon recount the attack on the outskirts of town to
Why
Kazuha.
would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Could it be someone you trained with under the same master? Isn't he self-taught?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family.
Oh. Whoops.
Based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nut.
He had, like, a creepy-ass sword.
Indeed.
Are we gonna mention the
He
sword?
sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her. then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town.
Are we going
Let's
to
see what Ryuji has to say.
the Bangtan Detective Agency? Yeah. I mean, I feel like this would have been the perfect opportunity for us to run into Heito and then him having a little cameo too, but I guess they're like, nah. They're like, no, we're just gonna use Bangtan. Bangtan. Let me also do a mic check while we're at it. Oh shit. Actually, let me restart it anyway. Okay. Ooh, the pixels are not pixeling. Oh, there we go. Okay. They were fighting. Okay. Hey, Ryuji. It's only been a day since I last saw you because of Heito's hangout event, but hello again.
There. We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
That's kind of creepy.
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Paimon got tempted there for a second.
Accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Can we describe what he looks like?
Aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as
He's so
particularly unusual?
I'm sorry.
The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
We literally can't describe
I
him
find it difficult
to
to believe
Ryuji.
that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
This isn't even true, but I'm just going to humble brag. Or not humble brag. I will pretend that I didn't beat his ass.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days.
Oh.
It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
That's
One
ominous.
of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now
Yeah, they're
there's
the
a familiar
blacksmiths
name.
that we can
Right.
craft from.
Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Let's consider this a favor for Ryuji.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Tell me all you know.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
I mean, they're from like blacksmithing families.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
I see.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Oh my god, they do have like little voice lines in case you were actually there, which is nice. I'm glad that they have at least a little bit of that, which acknowledges that Iridori Festival was a canon event. Because I mean, the last time we had something like that was like back in back in Inazuma, actually, Act 3, when we saw Scaramouche and it was like, oh, it's you again, bitch. But also in general, I like it when they have little changes in lines or whatever, because I mean, like even in the Dragonspine event from this year, not the first Dragonspine event, where like we talked to Eula and we're like, is there something up? Like there wasn't actually like a difference in the voice line depending on how you responded. Anyway, yes, Raiden Gokaden.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art.
Oh wow.
As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life.
Love that.
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
It's times like this where I wish it was easier for like at least I wish I could understand like the Japanese and Chinese translations more. Because, for example, like, A's, like, ult, right, is called Muso Ishin. Or, like, she's in the Muso Ishin state or something. And it's like, okay, it's the same word, but, like, what's, like, is there, like, a link beyond that? I don't know. I wish I knew. Anyway, moving forward.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Oh.
You are, without
did
a
the
doubt,
blade choose
the
that? Did they try
most
to attack
worthy
us?
wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far.
Maybe, like, the dude is trying to target, like, people from the different, like, Gokuden clans, and, like, you know, trying to, I don't know, like, attack them? For what reason? I don't know.
He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic
That's
look.
Ominous.
And said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Very ominous.
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And neither of them came back.
A fire, dude. I feel like that's a very important piece of information to share. Like, did he already share that with the Tenryo Commission and with, and like, how did the Sango, like, detective agency not hear this? That's freaky, dude. Like, someone committed arson, or like something happened where they like accidentally set the warehouse on fire. Like, for all we know, they might have been burnt to a crisp. Right now, they could just be ashes. They could be senored right now, dude.
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had
Iron?
to guess,
I don't know.
it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
Is Yuya the guy who attacked us, or like did like? Because we talked about like how a blade chooses its owner in the Ishin art, so maybe like that blade was like an old Kaedahara blade, and it like possessed Yuya or something, and now like he's trying to make Yuya return the blade to Kazuha. I have no idea. Or like trying to attack Kazuha with it. I have no idea. Whatever. Also might check because my audio cut out. Okay. Just in case my mic cut out while I was saying that. Theory time, even though this is probably gonna get resolved in like 5 minutes. Or like we're gonna be on a lead in 5 minutes. But I assume that like maybe like the blade, since they talked about like the Ishin art has a blade that chooses its owner, maybe that blade was from the Kaedahara clan, and maybe it like possessed Yuya or something and like helped set that thing on fire, and now Yuya being possessed by the Ishin blade is like hunting after Kazuha because I don't know, maybe he wants to kill Kazuha for leaving him, or like something like that. I don't know, dude. I'm already assuming that the blade is sentient, but I don't I don't think the blade is sentient, but it does have very creepy eyes, so maybe it is sentient.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
Oh shit, look at me guessing correctly.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
I mean, there was also a very suspicious blade with him, so...
Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Huh. Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances.
He's very skilled, so I assume that, like, if he was manipulated or whatever,
anyway,
he'd be pretty dangerous.
You find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
Yeah.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We need to still get in. Oh, we still need to get the info from the Nagato family. Yes.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Yeah, because all we knew prior to this was, like, that they went missing at the same time. Also, very quickly, I need to go to the bathroom real quick, so, like, give me, like, 5 minutes. I'll be back.
My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
Okay. Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains. Okay. Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
Okay. Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains. Okay. Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains.
My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
Unrelenting patience, willpower to move mountains. Okay.
There's something here.
Oh, okay. I have returned.
Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
Where is that? Oh, it's up. Suddenly I wish I put Yale on the team. Wait, what? They want me to go... They want me to go this way. Sure. I don't think we've ever been around this place before. Probably because, I mean, like, I didn't know, like, I know these are, like, houses or whatever, but, like, we've never had to go inside one of these or, like, visit one of them, so this is new to me. Hello, ma'am. Oh, you look distressed. He looks distressed.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Oh. Oh, to what? To who?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
Like official debt collectors, or like a governmental, like an IRS type of deal, or like a y'all owe some shady businessman debt collector. Also, if I'm not mistaken, this kind of sounds like the voice actor for the NPC in Kanomiya. It was either the Vishap Shrine Maiden that we met in Kanomiya, or it's the Shrine Maiden in Watatsumi that was teasing us in Kokomi. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that was teasing us, though. I think.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search.
I feel like we should go to the warehouse.
With this in mind,
even though it might just be ashes.
Ask some questions about your family's current situation?
We won't tell anybody.
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them.
I'm willing to
sat there staring at them
to bet
like
that one of them is that blade that Yuya
I'm happy
is carrying.
He has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
I mean, that's honestly relatively... That's probably the best decision she could have made.
An argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink.
You're fine. I don't think anyone's I don't think anyone like would blame her or thinks that she's in the wrong for wanting to divorce him, because like it's one thing to have a hobby and it's another thing to have something that threatens your stability as a family. You know?
After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
Yeah, you did the right thing. It's important to set boundaries. Exactly.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves
Well,
in
I don't
such a
think she
predicament.
knew that it was a bad habit. Like,
And
obviously she didn't know it was a bad
I also don't
habit
know
from the
if he
beginning.
had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
So Yuya was buying a blade
I
for
understand.
his family
Amenoma
or something.
Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr.
Yeah.
Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together.
Yeah.
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that like it was the blade's fault and it like possessed his mind or something. But also I think that she's fully in the right. I also don't think she's obligated to forgive him, because I mean, come on. That's like, for there to be enough debt for debt collectors to be coming to your house? No.
If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period.
Yeah.
But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting
It's
a
the
little
blade.
confusing.
It's the blade.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
It's the blade.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
It's the blade.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you all.
I just want him to come home.
I feel bad for her. Because, like, even if he does come back, I have no idea how
Based on the
he'd
information
be able
we've
to
gathered so
pay that
far,
off.
I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Also, mic check because my audio got weird. There we go. Oh, UI, must you be so painful. So clear. Oh, thank you.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact
Like,
goal
who
is a
started it?
mystery.
How did it start?
Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and...
Whoosh.
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. he could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details.
Shouldn't we ask people at the Tenryou Commission
to protect their secrets? But
like what they found out?
It's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement.
It's the blade.
One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker. It has to be. Why else would this be included in the plot of the story quest? I'm joking. That's a meta knowledge. The traveler wouldn't know that, but I do.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together.
Did we mention what the blade looked like to him?
Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker. Namely, that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Telling you, it's the blade possessing him or something.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Yeah, where exactly is the warehouse?
We may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
I guess it's the same warehouse from the Iridori Festival? It might be, actually. Perhaps. That looks like it's in the middle of the road. What? Do I have any reason to collect these? No, but I would like to anyway.
Wait.
Oh?
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Yeah, I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
Oh shit, that was my sandwich, sorry. I'm joking. Oh.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami? It's the one thing I didn't expect to encounter. Yeah. Considering we're like... There's like an island separating us between Orobashi's remains and Narukami Island.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
Hopefully.
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Walk so slowly? Yeah. Oh, what?
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration...
I've never seen this before.
I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Ooh.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Yes.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
Then let's both
You
go in?
needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
It blows up in his face.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
Boogeyman.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Mic check, is that... Dude. My mic is just glitching out today. Very painful. Like, I'm not taking risks anymore. I hate it when my mic cuts out. Anyway, let's hurry.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Elemental sight. Oh, what? Oh, that's just a completely obvious visual. What's that? Oh, just a random person. I thought that's where we were heading.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
So, the 2 parts that would correspond to Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Elemental sight, elemental sight.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
There's more?
It's...
Look at this red stuff! What is it?
Blood?
By the looks of it, a letter.
Oh.
Written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
It says, I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amenomo Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not catch him. I laid down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I know that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. But for some reason I cannot fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I am sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind I am to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could,
so he's dead?
Eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with
I don't
us.
think a normal human being would be able to survive. Not only getting, like, barely surviving the warehouse getting burnt out and, like, breathing in all that smoke, but also the fact that the Tatarigami probably ate away at him a little bit, and not only that, but also the hilly trolls that seem to have followed up. So
whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
yeah, we'll ask the Tenryu Commission to do a thorough search later.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
And let's stop stalling and let's
Let's
go.
get moving.
How did it come to them? How did it come to this? It's not in his nature. I'm telling. We all know it's the blade.
If he
Has
too
Lamine
fell
just
prey
not?
to the influence of the Tatarigami?
Yeah, totally. I agree on that. I'm guessing the blade is like made out of Tatarigami or something, and it was an old like Kaedahara blade. I don't know. Whatever. Or maybe it's not an actual old Kaedahara blade, and I'm just like just misreading the situation. But like, I'm surprised that the Travelers doesn't seem to have mentioned at all that the blade kind of looked funky, and that, like, I don't know, there was like wisps of purple emanating from it. I don't know.
For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait,
Yeah.
you figured it out? So these two
Paimon.
pieces are connected after all?
It's
I believe
Yuya.
so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Mic check because put my mic away. Hold on. Oh. Surprised. Okay. I don't even see the. Oh, I was about to say I don't even see the scent anymore. Then I realized it's below us, not in these things. Oh, there's a boat? Did he sail away?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Oh, he just started yelling. Okay, hold on. Oh, surprise. Okay. This would like to load. That would be great. Thank you. Oh? Why is he wearing a Tenryo Commission uniform?
Kazuha. It's you.
It doesn't make sense for him to be wearing that, considering he's. I don't think he's from the Tenryo Commission, but.
What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Miyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Miyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Exactly. See? The blade has, like, possession powers or something. I don't know. The blade.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Miyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition.
So it was a Kaedahara blade.
In me, he placed
Why is it glowing
all his
brighter?
hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedahara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
How
In her
is that
conceit,
possible?
the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become...
I feel like the Shogun wouldn't want a blade that can control her.
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
I think it's kind of funny that he like had to control several people to like
face the
get over
full
here.
force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Oh, he
The
wants to
might
throw
of
down with him.
Ishin art.
The Muso Ishin blade. Or Muso...
So Ame no
Itachi, whatever.
Miyuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my
It's
mission.
kind of ironic considering he is a literal
When I
blade,
got
a literal
tired
tool.
Or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Ame no Miyuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you.
He is so salty. He really wants to throw down with the Raiden Shogun. A is gonna break him in two.
You stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
SMH.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me
Why?
lead you by royal decree.
Rewrite history! Join me and sever that divine light!
Dissipate.
Oh. I like how I used Kazuha once.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you to pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Oh,
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that
Yet you got beat.
Why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
I'd like to believe that this also kind of reflects, I guess the Fatui and the Harbingers to an extent, right? Because a lot of them don't necessarily possess visions, they possess delusions. And like, the difference between a vision and a delusion is one harms the person that possesses it, right? And one is for a goal that isn't necessarily entirely their own and something that consumes them quite literally. While a vision is is a dream, essentially, an ambition that we've come to learn is like in its own way eternal and something that is stronger than just a simple like short-minded delusion. You know, like it's kind of like the main theme of Inazuma, right? About what A was learning about what it truly means to be eternal and whatnot.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection.
It's glowing pink.
And certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
That's okay.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you.
Is the like blade gonna give us buffs or something? Like what?
We shall proceed.
Or is it just gonna be like a normal blade?
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
You better hope so, buddy.
Even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
It's not like I can stop you at this point, yeah.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Like, the model is way too detailed for them to just throw it away and, like, to put it in this quest and then throw it away. Like, that has to be a weapon in the future or something.
Kazuha?
It's not the event weapon, I don't think.
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
There we go. Apologies for that one. Anyway, yeah, if something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
Is this just like,
What
can
should
we...
do next? Have you got a plan?
I want to
Kazuha?
see...
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Are we gonna have a trial, Kazuha?
Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
You say that like I remember what that is. The Takatsukasa... Who are they? I don't remember them. I don't remember them at all. Is that the one? Is that the one in from Mayato story quest? I just don't. I don't remember that. Anyway, this should fit. That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do?
He can sleep on the island for a bit.
The blade says he'll let Amanoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Hopefully.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey.
He'll be fine.
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Oh no. Heitsu and Shinsho didn't get their skills back. It's okay. I want it, like, are we gonna have a trial Kazuha with this mysterious blade or no? I don't know what, whatever. We will figure it out. Let me actually get some energy, because Chinju Forest is right there, and I know there's some enemies in it that I can just clear out real quick and get people's ults back. I probably should have TP'd closer, but it's fine.
Time to act.
It's up above, so this should be fine. Oh. So got his ult back, okay. Leave me alone! Please. Okay. You just need to climb. I mean, it's gonna be like a awkward climb, but it's okay. This is fine. Okay. You will do a quick mic check before we hop in. Okay. Yes. They're probably gonna give us a trial Kazuha, and I'm going to open up the character menu immediately so I can see if the blade actually exists or if they're just like, huh, you know? Because I can't believe that they designed that whole thing just to just not ever see it or it be like obtainable in some fashion, even as a cosmetic. Oh. Oh shit. Oh wait, is this just the oh it is. It's just the blade that we're getting for free from the event or whatever, but it's fancier looking. Okay. EM is a little low. What the fuck is this? That's not why. Which one is this one? The 200 EM. Oh, I guess they wanted to balance it out, assuming. Okay, sure.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
I wanted to toss. Wait, what is the passive this thing? Hold on, sorry. What is it? When normal charge, his opponent will release an Accursed Spirit, dealing AoE damage equal to 180% of attack, and restoring 100% of attack as HP. Oh, so that means, like, in this trial we don't have to run a healer. That's interesting. It's kind of niche, I guess, for all the main DPS Kazuha.
Let's get down to business. The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Is he sweating yet?
How are you feeling? You okay?
Is the blade like, oh?
The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Okay. Oh. Oh wait. Are there any chests in here? Just in case. Just in case. No? Okay. No? Man, I hope they really do bring Labyrinth Warriors back.
Let's get down to business.
One with nature.
No more. It's my lucky day.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on.
Into the wind.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. More. Finally, I to the berry.
How are you, buddy? Are you still alive?
Whoa. Something's up with the blade.
It's grown dimmer.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
It's probably fine.
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
I mean, whatever he says, you know, why do they keep draining the energy every time? Oh. Oh,
Wind strike.
Before me!
The wind knows. Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
I'm surprised they made a pass. Like, it's like the Black Sword, but with a very useless substat.
It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did.
Perhaps this
Oh,
time
sorry,
we'll
Paimon. I
finally
didn't mean to
have
do
a
that.
chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
The wear and tear is severe.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you, though the truth is right there in front of him?
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Oh?
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yep. We can help this time.
Yo.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade.
Oh, are they gonna
it's
toss
just more of the same.
The Freedom Sword on him?
It's my lucky day.
One with nature.
Wait, what's his the fillet blade? Are you joking? Dude, why? Why? Wait, what even is the fillet? Isn't it the movement speed one? No.
Time to go.
Oh, I thought.
The wind knows me.
As one with wind and cloud.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during
Literally.
my travels in Liyue.
It's just a random blade.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
Dude, my headset keeps trying to mess with me today. Pain.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
I can't believe we're having a therapy session for a sword.
My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
Oh, he said bye.
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Is there a chest? Chest? No? Okay.
When I touched the hilt for the first time...
Oh, there's a chest right there!
I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey.
I'm guessing the rivaling the god part
never wished to rival
came from the
gods.
Tatarigami.
All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Can I get the chest first, though? Hey, dude. How are you? Are you feeling better? Have you reflected?
Back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence.
Well, I mean, haven't you already reached it since you got back home?
May I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
What? See, I can never tell when my mic's messing with me or not. I hate it here. It's fine. This is fine. I should probably actually restart my headset anyway. There we go. Oh, the day my headset will actually cooperate without fighting me is the day I will find peace.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Against who?
Oh. And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Amenoma Yuya finally regains consciousness. The party explains the situation to him.
He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
It's the final duel. Womp bomb. Womp bomb. Honestly, okay. I'm kind of glad that the quest took this format for Kazuha, because like I've said before, I think story quests work the best when they address a character's like unfulfilled questions and whatnot. It's why I think, for me personally, A's Act 2 and Ayaka's story quest are arguably the best in the game, compared to characters like Yoimiya's or Yelan's even, or like all that kind of stuff. Like I feel like story quests should focus on a character, on the character and their history or their future and whatnot. Like I know they can't do any drastic changes because they don't want that to affect like the plot maybe, but I think that having those kinds of quests that are focused specifically on the characters, what would make it, I don't know, stick more in people's memory, right? Like I don't know how I feel about this quest specifically, but I at least appreciate that it attempted to focus in on Kazuha's story, or like his family. Would the grass like to load? Thank you. That was...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a much more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down, even now. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Wow. Oh. I feel like it's not fair if we're using our skill. Like, I feel like we should not be allowed to do that.
Wind Strider.
Can you come over here by the water? Thank you. Oh.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
This is cheating. This is cheating because we have, like, visions. Like, I don't think...
Wind Strider.
The, like, 300s are really getting me.
Time to go.
Oh my god, that was fancy.
One with nature.
Thank you for the experience.
So
Although
true,
he
King.
appears battered and broken. In your hands, it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His
Good for him,
sense of
honestly.
savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
Sure.
What does he want to go there for?
I am not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Oh, thank you for telling us where we are at the story. Oh. I mean, I guess it's probably faster to sprint there, huh? Ooh, whoa. Pixels. Are they still loading in? I can't tell. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
How are we gonna break this
sorry
news
have
to
troubled
Sachiko?
It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
You tell Amino Motogo about the various things that
A
happened.
prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
He's alive.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
But... Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
The decision is yours.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Cutscene.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Sizzle, sizzle.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
After leaving the Amino smithy, you learn the blade's final words from Kazuha.
That's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at, you know?
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
Yeah, especially since it seems like it can
from this point on.
Very strongly like
have my
hurt anyone who has those grand
you need
ambitions. Anyway, thank you.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
I'm teleporting up, I'm not sprinting over there. Mic check one last time. There we go. Alright. Oh, it's out here.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost.
That we know of.
The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
Kamaji's like, that's a weird looking blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art.
I think it would be cool if it's like Ascension look could look like between either this one but like brighter or something and then the OG form that we saw it in. I think that would be cool, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya.
Oh.
That would not suit me.
He basically said, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be more conflicts between A and Kokomi, but it's fine, but it's just not for me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Oh, I like the little touch of the wind audio cue. As he said that, that was kind of cool. Anyway, oh! Oh, we just have that for free? I thought that was an event thing. Who has a sword? That's wild. It is a true shame, however, that I can't use that on anybody. Like, okay, this is my problem. Ooh, wrong thing. This is my problem, right? when it comes to a lot of F2P weapons that they give us, also this looks good on Shinobu. My problem with F2P weapons that they give us is that a lot of the times their substats are kind of useless. And the only exception to this I would say is probably Festering Desire and Wind Blue Mode and the catch. But that doesn't really count because it wasn't really an event weapon. Yeah, I don't know what their obsession is with giving weapons an attack percent substat. I need them to understand that virtually nobody needs an attack percent substat weapon in this game. Legitimately, no one except for Shunha, and I think that's a shame. I guess it's interesting if someone was doing like a physical DPS Kazuha, but also at the same time, I don't think if anybody's going to be main DPSing Kazuha, they're not going to be physical main DPSing him. Like, I'm pretty sure they're just going to like stack crit and then give him like a Animo Goblet. Like, I don't think that it would matter much for him to be whatever. Like, I still feel like I'm pretty sure that like his strongest like setup would be like EM, Animo, and then crit. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, when normal charge repelling attack hits opponents, will whip up a Hewing Gale, dealing AoE damage equal to 180% of attack, and increasing attack by 15% for 8 seconds. It's like, wow, that's cool, but ultimately kind of useless for a lot of people. It still looks cool though. I mean, it's kind of in the same. I mean, actually, no. Cinnabar Spindle is actually really good, but it's just hyper-specific. While in this sense, it's like specific, but kind of good on nobody, even Kazuha to an extent. Which I think is a real shame, because it's a shame. Anyway, I'm going to do some Crucify hunting collecting, and then we'll call the stream off there. Cause where is Sayu? I don't need it.
So sleepy.
I don't need crystal flies right now. Do I? Hold on. I didn't check when I was condensing my resin this morning. I don't need to do that. Okay. Hold on. Let me put Kazuha, not Kazuha, what's Rosario? Their names ended in an A, so I just confused them. Do I want to do Rosario or do I want to do official? I feel like it's better to have Rosario.
I hear you've got a job for
just
me.
to have a variety of elements in case I needed them. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that quest. Oh, I didn't do an outro. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like that quest was solid. Again, I appreciated that they did a little bit of lore building, world building too. I still feel like because of the fact that Kazuha's main like source of conflict in his character was resolved in the Inazuma storyline, I felt like it was just like, oh, this is just a little extra story for flavor. I didn't really feel like it was working towards anything for him, especially since nothing really changed because of it outside of getting a new blade. Anyway, like I guess that could be like said to an extent about Ayaka, but it seemed like it was progressing her story in the sense of like her having the Traveler as a friend now, and she wasn't like basically alone aside from like people that she worked with, Sasho and Mia. Like, I felt like that was a good story quest because it was also like her learning more about like her mother having like a secret like fake like life essentially, right? So I felt like that was interesting. Kazuha's I felt like was interesting too, but like at the same time, I don't know. I felt like again the story was just kind of like, oh, I mean it's just a little extra flavor. It didn't feel necessary. Anyway, that being said, as always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video if you want. Of course, you're never under any obligation. As always, see you next time.